Like, having Miles be the lead of the story is not wild. It was time. Having Spider-Gwen is not wild. Having Peter as a older guy is not wild. Having a Spider-Ham is wild.
Yeah. First off, I love the movie, man. I got to see it. I was just really enjoying it. Thank you for having a Spider-Man in tennis shoes and a Spider-Man in sweatpants.
That's the first person who said that. And I like that how that went. Spider-Man in sweatpants, Spider-Man in tennis shoes.
So yeah, I'm actually curious with each of your characters what it was like, what was exciting or challenging, because it's the first time we're seeing Miles Morales on the big screen. And on the flip side, we've seen a lot of Peter Parkers. That's true. And so I was curious what that feeling was like going into your roles.
For me, it was, we've seen a lot of Peter Parkers, but we've never seen him like this.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a lot harder if I was playing Peter at 20 and I was playing that type of Peter in an animated movie. But no one's ever seen this version. And so it did feel like, even though there was a bunch of Peters in the past, it felt like new territory.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like I had to compare against other performances. It felt like we were able to create something here.
So what's it like? I mean, it feels like a blessing because I wrote it in my journal not too long ago, 2-3 years ago, and shortly after I booked the project, and it felt like law of attraction to me. This feels like an affirmation, and you know, with great power comes great responsibility. There's some kids, lots of kids, millions of kids that are going to see this movie, and you know, have new representation. You know, have a new Spider-Man, and you know, maybe they still connect to the old Spider-Man, you know.
But they have an option.
They have an option.
Yeah. You have a lot of options in this movie.
Yeah, which is cool.
Even the animals got some representation there. But yeah,
right.
but it's really cool. But that's something I thought was really neat about this, is because we've seen Spider-Man, but to see the two of you working together, like, how was that, to just see that come together, like having these different types of Spider-Man together, working together and stuff. So
what was it like?
Yeah, just like being able to see that on screen.
It was really nice to have all these different types, but they're all working together.
Yeah.
So it wasn't in with the new and forget about the old. It was the old, the new, and something wild. Like, having Miles be the lead of the story is not wild. It was time. Having Spider-Gwen is not wild. Having Peter as a older guy is not wild. Having a Spider-Ham is wild.
Yeah.
So what was really nice is they mixed the kind of fun and a thing that was needed and it's time for it. But then they threw the Phil Lord, Chris Miller slant on it and just crazied it up in a really fun way.
It's really cool. And then yeah, with seeing Miles on screen, like, it was just so nice. And what I really liked about it was that you saw that representation there, but you handled it like it's life. Like, it wasn't like this big, like, surprise, like no, that's just. You see him walking around in Spanish. Yeah. Like, I was like, that was really awesome. So I thought, is that something that you really connected to as well?
Man, I'm so happy they didn't overdo the black thing. Bro, it would have ruined the movie. It would have ruined the movie. They did a great job of balancing. It doesn't matter what color he is. He happens to be black and Puerto Rican. You know, and representation is important because there's a lot of kids like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, this is a great representation of the culture. You know, and yeah,
it's really awesome. And then the style of this movie, just the animation. Did you even envision when you first were doing the voices, just this look that how it was going to turn out?
Not me, man. Yeah, they pitched what they wanted it to be, but it wasn't until I saw the final movie that I understood what it is they were going for, and I got to see it like an audience member. My mind was blown.
What about you?
And they're like, no, it's going to be a comic book that's coming to life, and they'll get into details on how they're doing it, and I'm like, cool. I'll see it when it's done, you know? And when we did see it, it was like, I had expectations, they met it, and they went further.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the only way I could, like, I didn't even know how to express that. Me and him were talking afterwards, and we're like, wow, this is a good movie. Mom's like, yo, so what it look like? What exactly, how does... You gotta see it, you know? you just gotta do it.
That's how I've been explaining it too. It's like, you just have to see it.
You just go see it.